Philosophy of Hinduism by Babasaheb Ambedkar. Question 5, Part 1. The philosophy of Hinduism, therefore, neither satisfies the test of social utility nor does it satisfy the test of individual justice. The result of my analysis is so odd that it will surprise many. Astonished, some may even say that if the conclusions are so odd, then there must be something wrong in my analysis of the philosophy of Hinduism. I must meet this objection. To those who refuse to accept my analysis, I say that they find my analysis odd because they do not have a correct notion what is central to the philosophy of Hinduism. If they do not, they will feel no surprise at my conclusions. This matter is so important that I must stop to explain it. It may be recalled that the foregoing analysis of the religious revolution showed that religious ideals as forms of divine governance for human society fall into two classes, one in which society is the center and the other in which the individual is the center. The same analysis showed that for the former, the appropriate test of what is good and what is right, i.e., the test of the moral order, is utility, while for the latter, the test is justice. Now, the reason why the philosophy of Hinduism does not answer the test either of utility or of justice is because the religious ideal of Hinduism for divine governance of human society is an ideal which falls into a separate class by itself. It is an ideal in which the individual is not the center. The center of the ideal is neither individual nor society. It is a class, the class of supermen called Brahmins. Those who will bear the dominant and devastating fact in mind will understand why the philosophy of Hinduism is not founded on individual justice or social utility. The philosophy of Hinduism is founded on a totally different principle. To the question what is right and what is good, the answer which the philosophy of Hinduism gives is remarkable. It holds that to be right and good, the act must serve the interest of this class of supermen, namely the Brahmins. Oscar Wilde said that to be intelligent is to be found out. Manu is neither afraid nor ashamed of being found out. Indeed, Manu does not leave it to be found out. He expresses his view in resonant and majestic notes as who are the supermen, and anything which serves the interest of the supermen is alone entitled to be called right and good. Let me quote Manu. 10:3. On account of his preeminence, on account of the superiority of his origin, on account of his observance of particular restrictive rules, and on account of his particular sanctification, the Brahmin is the lord of all varnas. He proceeds to amplify his reasons and does so in the following characteristic manner. 193. As the Brahmana sprang from Prajapati, that is God's mouth, as he was first born, and as he possesses the Veda, he is by right the lord of the whole creation. 194. The self existence Swayambhu, that is God, having performed austerities, produced him first from his own mouth, in order that offerings must be conveyed to the gods and mains, and that this universe must be preserved. 195. What created being can surpass him, through whose mouth the gods continually consume the sacrificial viands and the mains the offerings to be dead? 96. Of created beings, the most excellent are said to be those which are animated. Of the animated, those who subsist by intelligence. Of the intelligent, mankind. And of the men, the Brahmins. Besides the reason given by Manu, the Brahmin is first in rank because he was produced by God from his mouth in order that the offerings might be conveyed to the gods and the mains. Manu gives another reason for the supremacy of the Brahmins. He says, 198, the very birth of a Brahmin is an eternal incarnation of the sacred law, Veda, for he is born to fulfill the sacred law and becomes one with Brahmin, God. 99. A Brahmana coming into existence is born as the highest on earth, the lord of all created beings, for the protection of the treasury of the law. Manu concludes by saying that 101. The Brahmin eats but his own food, wears but his own apparel, bestows but his own inams. Other mortals subsist through the benevolence of the Brahmana, because, according to the Manu, 200, whatever exists in the world is the property of the Brahmin. On account of all the excellence of his origins, the Brahmin is indeed entitled to it all. Manu directs. 736. Let the king, after rising early in the morning, worship Brahmins who are well versed in the threefold sacred science and learned in polity and follow their advice. 738. Let him daily worship aged Brahmins who know the Veda and are pure. 37. Let the king Having risen at early dawn, respectfully attend to Brahmin learned in the three Vedas and in the science of ethics, and by their decision let him abide. 38. Constantly must he show respect to Brahmins who have grown old, both in years and in piety, who know the scriptures, who in body and mind are pure, for he who honors the aged will perpetually be honored even by cruel demons. 9.313. Let him not, although in the greatest distress for money, provoke Brahmins to anger by taking their property, for they, once enraged, could immediately, by sacrifice and imprecations, destroy him with his troops, elephants, horses, and cars. Finally, Manu says, 1135. The Brahmin is hereby declared to be the creator of the world, the punisher, the teacher, and hence a benefactor of all created beings. To him let no man say anything unpropitious, nor use any harsh words. The end.